Hey there, tech fans. Rick here again from the OREI team with an overview of the HDS-401MV 4-input, 1-output HDMI switch with multi-viewer capabilities. This product was engineered to make it really easy for you to connect 4 different HDMI media devices to a single high-definition monitor at the same time, while providing complete control over which of those media streams is being displayed on that single monitor at any given time by simply tapping a button on the front of the unit, using the included infrared remote control, or through a direct RS-232 connection to a local computer. But it's also a multi-viewer, which allows you to display all 4 of those media streams on that single monitor at the same time. The product fully supports 4K media content and is both HDMI 1.4 as well as HDCP 1.4 compliant, which means it's plug-and-play compatible with a wide range of modern media equipment. It also provides audio extraction capabilities where it can digitally separate the audio component from the media you're displaying, and then allows you to pass that audio along through an analog or digital connection to a home stereo or a soundbar for that full theater experience. Now, as part of this overview, I'd like to start with an unboxing just to show you everything that's included with the kit. And then I'll take a closer look at the unit, and I'll explain the connections and indicators so you understand how to use the product. I'll list the features and functions that this product provides, and then I'll come back and do a short demonstration to show you just how simple this product will be to use with your own equipment. So let's get started with the unboxing. When you first open up the box, you'll find the unit. You'll find a 5-volt 1-amp DC power supply. You can simply plug this into any standard wall outlet, and you'll find a USB-A port on the back that you can use with the included power cable, which is a USB-A to USB-C. You'll plug the USB-A end of the cable into the charger and the USB-C end into the unit. Now, one advantage this product provides is that if you have media equipment with an open USB-A port, you can plug this into that open USB-A port and not have to worry about the power supply. You'll find a second cable included, which is a USB-A to micro USB, and this can be used to make a connection to a local computer if you'd like to control it that way. It's also used for updating the firmware on the product later on if needed. You'll find a set of brackets you can use to mount the unit up off the ground and out of the way, an infrared remote control that allows you to make your selections from quite a distance away from the product, and finally a full instruction manual is also included that lists connection diagrams, specifications, and a lot of other really good information about the product that you'll need to understand in order to use it correctly. Now, if you stay tuned next, I'll take a closer look at the product, I'll list the features and functions, and then I'll come back and do that demonstration. This product features a full metal enclosure which makes it really durable and helps to minimize outside interference from causing any issues with the sensitive electronics inside. On either side of the cabinet, you'll find ventilation slots that are designed to let any heat that develops during operation escape and keep the electronics inside at a very comfortable temperature. You'll also find mounting holes on both sides that can be used with the included bracketing kit to mount the module up off the ground and out of the way. On the bottom are 4 rubber feet that will protect the surface you set this down on and keep it from sliding around during operation. On the front of the unit, starting on the left, is a power indicator. When you add power to the module, it starts an internal power on self-test where it checks the electronics, and once it passes that test, it'll light that LED, letting you know the module is ready to use. To the right of that is an infrared receiver window, and that's where the signals from the remote controller picked up. So when you're using this and you set it up on your media center or your desktop, make sure that window is visible if you're using the remote control. To the right of that are 4 LEDs labeled 1, 2, 3, and 4, and these indicate which input is currently being displayed on your output monitor, and you can change that by tapping the select button. To the right of that is a scaler button. You can tap that to walk through the various scaling options the product provides. To the right of that is an audio select button. This unit provides audio extraction capabilities where it can digitally separate the audio component from the media being displayed, and then allows you to pass that along through an analog or digital connection on the rear to a home stereo or a soundbar for better quality audio, and you can choose which of those outputs is active by tapping that button. Finally, to the right of that is a mode button. That allows you to switch between the switch function and the multi-view function. And again, I've already explained the select button. It allows you to decide which input sent to the output. On the rear of the unit, you'll find 4 full-sized HDMI ports on the left, input 1, 2, 3, and 4. These connect to the 4 media devices you'd like to use for display on your output monitor. And to the right of those is another full-sized HDMI port labeled output. This connects to the monitor you'd like to use to display the content from your media devices. To the right of that are the 2 audio output connections I mentioned earlier. This one is a left and right analog. It's a 3.5mm port. This one's a digital optical TOS link connection. So depending on what you're using as your amplifier or soundbar, you can make a connection here and use the select button up front to decide which output is active. To the right of that is a micro USB port. That's used for updating firmware on the module later on if needed. You can also use that as a connection to a local computer to issue commands to the unit to make some selections. To the right of that is a USB-C port labeled DC 5 volts in. That's a power port. You can use the included cable that came with the kit, connect one end of it here, the other end of it to a wall charger to actually power the unit. And then finally, there's an on and off switch to the right of that you can use to turn the unit on and off if needed. That's pretty much it for the kit. The OREI HDS-401MV is compatible with a wide range of modern HDMI media sources, including digital projectors, game consoles, media players like Apple TV, streaming devices, and computer systems. The product's features include full support of 4K ultra-high definition media content. It is both a switch and a multi-viewer combined into a single product. It's HDMI 1.4 as well as HDCP 1.4 compliant. It provides remote control of your selections and features audio extraction capabilities. Now I'll show you just how easy it'll be to use this product with your own equipment. And for this demonstration, over here I've set up 4 small media players. 3 of them are displaying different images just to make it easy to tell them apart. And the 4th one is actually looping a video because I wanted to show you that you can easily mix and match a wide variety of different media types on the unit at the same time. Over here I've set up a monitor as my output device, and this is where I'd like to enjoy the content from those 4 media players. In front of me I have the HDS-401MV. Now the first connection I'll make is from the monitor directly to the unit. I've already connected a high-speed HDMI cable up to the monitor, and I'll plug that into the HDMI output port on the unit. And now I can connect my media players. I've got 4 high-speed HDMI cables connected to those, and I'll plug those into input number 4, number 3, number 2, and finally number 1. And it's really important that you use a high-quality HDMI cable to make these connections to ensure the best possible quality of output on your display. All we need at this point is power. I've already plugged in a power supply. The other end of that cable has a USB-C connection on it, which plugs directly into the DC input port in the rear, and then I'll turn the unit on. Now it'll take a second for the unit to do its internal power on self-test to make sure the electronics are working okay. It'll check the resolution of the input device, check the resolution of the monitor, and then you'll see the image come up over here in a second. Now I may have the scaler set wrong, so let me try that. I'll walk through the scaling. That's number 2, number 3, number 4. There we go. So the monitor is set up for 1080p. These are 4K, and this unit can automatically scale to match the output of the resolution, and that's what that scaler button does. So right now we're looking at input number 1. I'll hit the button. There's input number 2. You can see the video is displaying. There's input number 3, and finally input number 4. So you can easily walk through all 4 inputs on the monitor by simply tapping that button or using the remote control. You can also do it through the micro USB connection on the rear connected to a local computer. But this unit is also a multi-viewer, and to use that I'll hit the mode button and you'll see 2 of them displayed. There are 2 side by side. There are all 4 on the screen. There are all 4 on the screen in separate quadrants. So this unit is nice because it's both a switch and a multi-viewer in a single unit. So if you had several security cameras set up outside the building, you could watch all 4 of them as individual inputs. And then to get back to the switch portion of it, just tap the select. It'll take you back to number 1. And it's a really versatile product because, again, it combines the functionality of a multi-viewer with an HDMI switch into a single product. And it really is just that easy to get it working. I hope you found this overview of the OREI HDS-401MV 4-input, 1-output HDMI switch with multi-viewer capabilities helpful. This product provides an incredibly easy way for you to connect 4 different HDMI media devices to a single high-definition monitor at the same time, while providing complete control over which of those media streams is being displayed on that single monitor at any given time by simply tapping a button on the front of the unit, using the included remote control, or through a direct RS-232 connection to a local computer. But it's also a multi-viewer that allows allows you to display all 4 of those media streams on that single monitor at the same time. The product fully supports 4K media content and is both HDMI 1.4 as well as HDCP 1.4 compliant, which means it's plug and play compatible with all of your modern media equipment. It even provides audio extraction capabilities where again it can digitally separate the audio from the media you're displaying and allows you to pass that along through an analog or digital connection to a soundbar or an amplifier for that full theater experience. Everything you need to get started is included with the kit, and with a few simple connections, you can be up and running in no time. So until next time, thanks again for watching.